interest in teaching is declining, which is a big problem when you consider that schools across the nation are having difficulty filling critical teaching positions. One big reason for those vacancies? Teachers will tell you, it's that they need to be treated like other highly skilled professionals. And that includes how they're paid. The good news is that North Carolina is at the forefront of a national movement to redefine how teachers are paid, with programs like advanced teaching roles and strategies like front-loaded pay. But there's only so much these strategic investments can help when the salary structure that they're layered on is so outdated. Because when you think about it, even though we're already 2 decades into the 21st century, our educators are preparing our students for the modern economy while working in an educational environment that was designed in the 1800s. Sure, the technology and the curriculum have definitely changed. But the way we organize our schools and classrooms, and the way the system treats our education professionals, has barely changed at all. Unfortunately, the way teachers are compensated nationwide is also stuck in the past. While compensation strategies for other highly skilled professions have evolved for a modern workforce, teacher compensation has failed to keep pace. In fact, over the last 30 years, average pay for college-educated women has grown 120% more than for teachers. And why is that important? Well, to understand, we'll need to go back in time. You see, up until the 1960s, more than half of all college-educated women became teachers. Why? Because back then, women had fewer career options and limited opportunities within the workforce, which made teaching a desirable career path. The teaching profession also adopted a pay schedule based on years of experience, with experience serving as a proxy for effectiveness. This meant that, regardless of a teacher's individual skills and capacities, their pay was based primarily on how many years they had taught. And for a long time, that was about it. And this step-in-lane schedule was the norm throughout the 1900s. Sound familiar? Well, it should, because it's basically how we pay teachers today. That's right. Just like the outdated way we design our schools and classrooms, the way we pay teachers is designed for the workforce of an entirely different century. Which means we still use a step-in-lane schedule that most private industry moved away from decades ago. And we still use a compensation system that was developed in a time when college-educated women didn't have as many career options as they have now. And with critical vacancies in STEM and special education, an inadequate number of fully licensed teachers, especially in hard-to-staff schools, and vast inequities in student access to effective educators, it's clear that strategic investments in teacher compensation can play an important and necessary role in modernizing the teaching profession to recruit and retain the best and brightest into our classrooms. Look, the teacher pay problem isn't a secret. Most people agree. Teachers aren't paid enough given the importance and complexity of their jobs. What people can't seem to agree on is how to fix the problem. Well, the easy answer has always been to just do more of the same. More pay on the same outdated structure that fails to fill vacancies and doesn't ensure all students have access to great educators. But with each 1% raise for teachers in North Carolina, there's a $70 million price tag. That means a 15% pay increase costs more than $1 billion. So with an investment that large, any teacher pay strategy must be intentional, strategic, and student-focused, attacking the root causes of a system that's fundamentally not working. You see, like any other highly skilled professional, teachers deserve a pay structure that starts at a competitive level, increases substantially in the first 7 to 10 years, rewards strong performance, offers opportunities for advancement, and allows them to support their family. Wait, what was that last one? Do you mean teachers don't make enough to support their families? Well, for as many as half of North Carolina teachers, when you're looking at their state-based pay, it's true. the structure of the current state teacher salary schedule leaves tens of thousands of early career teachers earning less than the living wage to support a family. Let's visualize that. Here is the current base state salary schedule for teachers based on years of experience, or the step-in lane schedule. And here is the amount each parent would need to earn to support a family of 4, assuming there are 2 working adults in the household. This is called the living wage. So, what does this mean? Well, it means that in the years when teachers are starting and growing their families, their base pay is much less than a living wage. This is a fundamental difference between how teachers are paid and compensation for other highly skilled professionals, both in the public and the private sector. For instance, imagine our teacher has a degree in chemistry, but rather than being a teacher, she decided to pursue a career in chemical engineering. Unlike in education, in this career, she would be compensated more earlier in her career when she is experiencing the most professional growth. That means a higher income to support her and her family when they need it most for expenses like childcare. On top of that, she could earn a wide range of pay increases based on her unique skills and her growing impact later down the road. But as a teacher, the only way she can advance in her career is to go into administration or leave the profession altogether. And while it's critically important to retain the great teachers we already have, the fact is that starting pay isn't competitive enough to attract them in the first place. And that hurts students the most. Because while teachers can go find other jobs, students can't just go find other teachers. So for their sake, it's time to think outside the box on teacher compensation. For instance, instead of just more of the same, what if we invest in a modern system that not only increases base pay, but attracts top talent into education, allows them to support themselves and their families earlier in their careers, and creates real opportunities for career advancement? What if we found a way to compensate educators in a way that not only positively impacts teachers, but also increases student achievement school-wide? With these questions in mind, Best in C published a first-of-its-kind report that examines the past, present, and reimagined future of teacher compensation in North Carolina. It ultimately recommends a substantial, multi-year investment in teacher pay that will significantly increase starting pay to attract top talent, replace the outdated step-in lane schedule with a front-loaded pay structure that provides all fully licensed teachers with a living wage, establish competitive, differentiated pay for high-demand degrees like STEM and special education, and broaden incentives for teaching in hard-to-staff schools, and implement advanced teaching roles statewide to offer career advancement opportunities for many teachers and embedded professional support for their colleagues. And of course, year after year, this revamped salary structure would adjust for increases in cost of living. Together, these strategic compensation reforms can help ensure that North Carolina has the best possible educators in our schools, receiving the respect, support, and resources they need to provide a high-quality education to each student. Does it come with a price tag? It sure does. But research shows these specific strategies are an investment in the future of our state. So, it's like the report says, teacher pay in North Carolina is a smart investment in student achievement. To learn more about Best in C's report, follow the QR code to download a free digital copy.